This zine that I have created focuses on the different aspects and/or subgenres of horror. The two I have chosen to display are paranormal and psychological horror. Paranormal horror is one of many subgenres within the whole horror franchise and focuses solely on ghostly activities, demons, and possession to scare the audience. Whereas psychological horror is heavily reliant on the mental, emotional, and psychological states of different characters to create suspense and generate fear from viewers.
Settings of paranormal horror.
Paranormal horror films often take place in settings that create a feeling of isolation, fear, and mystery. Common settings include old houses, abandoned wrecks, remote forests, or places with a dark history like asylums or graveyards. These locations are usually chosen because they naturally evoke unease and suspense, allowing the audience to feel scared and tense.
Settings of psychological horror.
Psychological horror films focus on the mental and emotional states of characters, so their atmospheres are often more realistic but remain unsettling. These settings might be everyday places like homes, gardens, hospitals, or cities, but they often feel more oppressive or eerie because of the ambiance and the character's experience.
Paranormal horror films.
The Conjuring is the most popular horror film in modern day. It consists of the idea that spirits possess the vulnerable, which is usually the kids within the story, the homeowner or a spouse. The film series used the victim to allow the spirits to communicate with the world. The franchise has many different stories, each with an original plot, which is why the series is the most popular among all others. The Autopsy of Jane Doe uses a female victim with many unexplained injuries as the sole focus of the film, with two men as the other characters we see. The film is set in a morgue and portrays different paranormal activities, such as strange noises throughout the building, different objects moving on their own, and the coroners experience visions and physical attacks linked to Jane Doe.
Psychological horror films.
The film Us is an American psychological horror film based in 1986. It focuses on the character of Adelaide, seeing a doppelganger of herself which lead to her withdrawing from her family. Later on in life, she decided to tell someone about her experience from when she was younger. Coincidentally, her son then saw doppelgangers of the whole family, which could have been punishment for Adelaide. Telling someone about her experience. The Shining franchise is a perfect example of a psychological horror. The Shining possesses the son of Jack and takes over his head, which leads to Jack turning to insanity. This ultimately resulted in him beginning to deteriorate at fault of obsessing over the safety of his wife and son.
Character 1 Paranormal.
The character begins feeling as if they're insane until an event occurs. This causes the character to isolate from society.
Possessor.
The possessor isolates their target from society, making them feel alone before they make themselves known.
Character 2 Psychological.
The character is overwhelming themselves. The thoughts they're having are driving them to insanity and dragging them away from society.
Possessor.
This type of psychological character is all in the main character's head. Nothing is physically there, but is messing with the character's mental state.
Iconography. Paranormal horror.
Paranormal horror iconography refers to the visual symbols, motifs, and imagery. Some key elements include ghostly figures or apparitions depicted as translucent or shadowy forms, haunted houses or abandoned buildings with eerie, decaying interiors, religious symbols like crosses, inverted crosses, or pentagrams often used to represent protection or evil forces, Ouija boards, tarot cards, or other tools associated with communicating with spirits, dark, foggy, or moonlit settings to create an unsettling atmosphere, demonic or monstrous entities with distorted, unnatural features, symbols of possession or curses such as ritualistic markings or blood, eyes or faces appearing in unexpected places, suggesting unseen watchers or spirits.
Psychological horror.
Psychological horror iconography focuses on symbols and imagery that evoke fear through mental and emotional disturbance. Common elements include distorted or fragmented faces and bodies, which could indicate fractured identities, mirrors or reflections that reveal something unsettling, labyrinths or confusing, endless corridors, symbolizing entrapment, clocks or timepieces, often distorting time, shadows or silhouettes that suggest hidden fears or parts of the psyche, repetitive patterns or objects that symbolize obsession or intrusive thoughts, eyes or watching figures, conveying paranoia or the feeling of being observed, symbolic use of color, like muted tones or stark contrast, to evoke mood shifts or emotional states.